It's interesting to me that he's lying about it. I think he's scared. I don't think he realized that he was breaking federal laws when he entered that church and disturbed people in their place of worship, intimidating them, and part of the crew that was physically obstructing them.
Right.
I don't think he understood. And I think now he understands there actually is a real chance that he's going to be in serious legal trouble, especially if he gets charged under that Klan Act, because now we're talking felony. At a minimum, he trespassed. However, trespass is not a federal crime. Lizzie, she's a live one.
I have been trained for this moment. I will follow you everywhere.
Approaching this woman in a bar, not knowing.
You know, one thing that hating men has trained me for is literally trained me cars off of my street.
Raging narcissism. She's kind of indicative of the vast majority of these women that we're seeing online, these little white, woke, liberal warriors out there.
I'm as mad as hell and I'm not gonna take it anymore!
On January 20th, we are walking out to free America.
And walking in to remove the regime.
We're walking out of work, walking out of school.
We're walking out of anywhere and everywhere.
Because it's past time that we stop cooperating with fascism.
Starting at 2 p.m. local time, we'll start a wave of walkouts across the nation.
To send a clear message that we demand freedom from this hostile and lawless takeover of our country.
Then we'll start walking in.
Congress has the power to remove a tyrant from office. It's not an option. It's their sworn duty.
So at 3 p.m., we'll start walking in to local congressional offices to demand impeachment and removal.
We are peacefully demanding that our representatives file their own articles of impeachment.
See, I think that this is the end of it now for him. It has to be. And Americans need to step up now. It's not enough to go into the streets. It's not enough to vote. I believe that people need to start calling their congressmen and their senators.
Yes, honestly speaking, I don't know when these Libras will learn. Sometimes when I see these woke Libras and Hollywood actors coming out to do this, it's insane. They are now calling for a special day to do this. I saw these clips. I could not bypass. I had to laugh all through. According to them, they had to force their lawmakers to impeach Trump so he can be removed from power. This is what they're advocating for. Watching Cackling the View a few hours ago, Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg, they were saying the same message. Oh, they should invoke the... At some point, I was like, Joe, that we knew that he was unable to carry out his duty. I didn't see Republicans acting this way.
Tyranny and obstruction of justice.
And turning ICE into a paramilitary force is an act of treason.
On January 20th, we are telling our congressional officials that it is their duty right now to impeach, convict, and remove.
Impeach, convict, and remove.
Impeach, convict, and remove.
Post your plans to join the walkout, walk-in.
Using the hashtags Free America and Remove the Regime.
And document your visits on the 20th with those hashtags so that we can multiply the movement.
Find your local congressional office, sign up and receive articles of impeachment, and find all the information you need at removetheregime.com.
We'll see you on January 20th.
We'll see you on January 20th.
We'll see you on January 20th.
Thank you for standing up for our democracy.
We can all do this. It's time.
There have been renewed calls from prominent Democrats to abolish ICE. I want to know where you come down on abolishing ICE and if you believe that ICE has any legitimate law enforcement role.
Yeah, you might not be aware of some of these people on this video. When you take a look at this, Hollywood actress Frances Fisher hears about fascism by calling for a mass walkout against the Trump regime. I'm mad as her and I'm not going to take it anymore. They believe this is the right strategy to do. At some point, I don't know, I will laugh all through when I see snowflakes freaking out like these.
You know, I am in support of abolishing ICE, and I'll tell you why. Because what we see is an entity that has no interest in fulfilling its stated reason to exist. We're seeing a government agency that is supposed to be enforcing some kind of immigration law, but instead what it's doing is terrorizing people no matter their immigration status, no matter the facts of the law, no matter the facts of the case. And I'm tired of waking up every day and seeing a new image of someone being dragged out of a car, dragged out of their home, dragged out of their life. What we need to see is humanity. And there is a way to to care about immigration in this city and in this country with a sense of humanity. What we're seeing from ICE is not it, and we have not seen that from them in a long, long time.
I want everyone in jail. I want all of them arrested, and they've crossed it.
I mean, this is unacceptable. It's shameful.
Don Lemon lectured half of the parishioners about how they really had an obligation to sit there and take it.
These are resistance planning and operation that we're going to follow them on.
Some people are too dumb to be allowed to do the news.
There's a Constitution and the First Amendment to freedom of speech and freedom to assemble.
He's too dumb and doesn't know about the law or the U.S. Constitution. You're going to learn the hard way, sir, how wrong you are.
Look, he's hugging his kid. I just imagine it's uncomfortable and traumatic for the people here. That's what sing is about.
You're too stupid to understand the law, but this one also happens to be illegal. You know how it's illegal to harass people, to show up at the abortion clinic? You're not allowed to do that. Well, guess what? That same law also applies to places of worship. There are some very limited, but this is one of them, limits on your First Amendment rights. This is the line beyond which we cannot allow them to cross. I don't care if it takes the National Guard, if it takes all of Pam Bondi's DOJ, if it takes President Trump personally making a visit to this church. I don't care what has to be done, but this is the red line, and they've crossed it. Anti-ICE activists reach a new low. I mean, this is beyond.
Yes, President Trump sent this out. Just watch footage of the church right in Minnesota by the agitators, and these people are professionals. No person act the way they act. They are highly trained to scream, run, and rave like lunatics in a certain manner, just like they are doing. They are troublemakers who should be thrown in jail or thrown out of the country. The first to go should be with an fake sleeves bag or him, who is supposedly worth over $30 million, even though she has never had anything but government job. Investigate these corrupt politicians and do it now. Okay, there is another tweet where President Trump actually called out Don Lemon by name. He should be in jail. At some point, I have seen Don Lemon struggling to justify all this. I just had to laugh all through because he will find out.
I did not fight America's enemies overseas and have buddies who fought America's enemies overseas to come home and watch mobs intimidate families in the house of God. I'm not going to stay quiet while politicians and people like Don Lemon participate in this sort of trash. In America, we protect kids, we defend faith, and we hold the line when evil gets in the way, period.
There is the clip of him talking about looking at the young people who are exiting the sanctuary and saying how they're traumatized, they're disturbed, and that's what's necessary like this. And I think that's just disgusting. I think that, we as Christians are never promised peace or comfortability in this life. We know that people will be against us, but that does not mean that we shouldn't call people out when they do something like that or when they say something like that against us. And I think that that is just a terrible thing to say about anyone, that they should be traumatized for the sake of a political agenda. So I am not on board with what he was doing there. I don't think he should have been there. I don't think he had the right to be there. He was part of the group that disrupted our worship service, even if he was just documenting it. Frankly, I don't really care if he was there to just document or if he was there he was there, and he was part of what disrupted our worship service. And so I don't think he should have been there. I don't think he should have said the things that he said. I don't think that it was the right time to interview a pastor in the midst of his flock being attacked by wolves. And I just think that he handled it very unprofessionally.
Yes, President Trump retweeted this. A small group of elderly ladies were at an abortion clinic and were given 40 years in prison for violating the Faith Act. I would like to see the same kind of sentence for Don Lemon and the people that broke into that church and did that during services. I have watched legal arguments on this case. Don Lemon is in trouble. Yeah. From what I saw on CNN, they said if Don Lemon stay outside of that premises, like, he will not have any problem. He went inside, disrupted, and his videos are out there. How he was, saying some kind of things. I believe you've seen the beginning of this clip. That should tell you the guy is in trouble.
Hey everybody, I just wanted to say I am so sorry for what is happening in Minneapolis.
As you can see, all these pretend Christians, all these comfortable white people who are living lavish, comfortable lives while children are dragged into concentration camps. Absolutely nothing.
This is a violation of what is known as the FACE Act. And not only do we condemn this act, but tonight I want to demand that the Department of Justice investigate what took place in Minneapolis.
I think I'm going to end here. As of the short clips you see at the end, that is for the white algorithm. I'm always pleading, please always share out the videos. It helps boost the channel so videos can be recommended.
They just make it worse.
Mar, you give us so much. But
also wearing a Be Good pin for Renee Good, obviously. And
just so much nonsense.
I'm pissed off that a queer black woman is up here doing the job of two mediocre.
Power of the law and that no one stands above it.
I don't see both sides in a dogmatic.
The Golden Globe for Best Editing goes to the Justice Department.
This is for her. This is for the people in the United States who are terrorized and scared today.
Yes. Of course, this is for the mother.
Babies are upstairs watching. Y'all better be off them damn phones and watching me.
Them. Thank you, everyone. I'm a little in shock.
There you go.
$1,500.
Let's see if they get the.
Well,
I want to see them get it.
MAGA's going to break up because of Donald Trump's criticism of Robin.
Can sit at either place. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it.
So you and your husband were friends with Robin Michelle Reiner, and
everybody knew that wasn't true.
A dangerous relative as a likely suspect. A tip that led to her brother Nick. Rob Reiner and Nick had a heated argument the night before at Conan O'Brien's Christmas party, being back on his own. In one incident, she said,
We should have said nothing. The United States to take this family tragedy in which the president had made no comment.
When people ought to have.
Yes.
Absolute horror.
Hi, Mel Gibson. I'm in Italy.
There is a quota system. Conversation too.
Yes.
It's like